The environmental justice movement is, as a movement, is relatively new. Although there were lots of isolated struggles that occurred in this country prior to 1982, for example. That's usually the date that's given for the birth of the movement in Warren County, North Carolina. There were lots of struggles around pesticides and farm workers, around communities that are struggling against highways being built through their communities and with petrochemical plants, etc. But it was not until Warren County, where that PCB landfill, that toxic waste landfill, was placed in the middle of this predominantly black county. And residents in that community said no, and we started to get people from all over the country, led by Reverend Ben Chavis, who at the time was the executive director of the Commission for Racial Justice at the United Church of Christ, that began to galvanize people and attracted lots of folks to Warren County and to protest that landfill and to talk about this whole idea of environmental injustice and environmental racism. And once we started to see people actually going to jail, over 500 people went to jail over the siting of that landfill. So it became not just an environmental issue, it became a civil rights issue and a human rights issue. And that's when you start to get people from all over the country, African Americans and Latinos and Native Americans and Asian Pacific Islanders, to start to think about this whole idea of everybody has a right to live in an environment that is free from pollution. And no community should become the dumping grounds. And so I think that's, that particular moment in history in 1982, where this shot heard around the world of environmental racism and this black community being dumped on, being targeted, and people saying, no, we have a right to live in a clean and healthy environment. That's when the whole idea of environmental justice as a national movement came into effect.
My name is Robert Eula. I moved here with my family in 1945. At that time was LA County. Commerce came into effect in 1960. But LA County, we had Japanese farms behind our home. Oh, it was so nice and clean and green. I don't know, it was so different, no pollution at all. Now there's a freeway. In 1954, the Freeway 710 came in. Union Pacific Rail Yard, Santa Fe Railroad is south of us. We really want to stay in Commerce, but there's so much going on with pollution and rail yards. This is the rail yard back here. The trucks are right up against the fence, as you can see. Locomotives are right there, maybe 150 feet away, and that's the fueling station. Now, this wasn't here when I came. It was Japanese farms, as stated before.
These people that live here don't deserve this, but obviously someone else, some higher up executive decided that, because they have the money and because they have the will and they have the need, that they're just gonna come into these people's environment and just rip it up and destroy it.
I just think it's really lame that they just kind of sweep everything under the rug all the time.
How much money is worth our health?
We're fighting the struggle here in this community, but it's affecting everybody in the planet.
Being able to just live where you're at and know that even though there's all kinds of other problems, the air that you're breathing is clean and the water that you're drinking is clean, and the school that your child is going to is in a safe place where they're not heavily impacted with chemicals and stuff. That's environmental justice to me.